Okay, we're here. We're live. We're recording. We have to get this message out. Don't actually know what I'm going to say. I'm just prompted to actually give information now that a lot of information is coming through, and it's important in this year 2020. A lot of massive shifts are happening and occurring on an energetic level, vibrationally. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. I'm here to actually give a shout out to anybody else who is connected to the star system the way I've always been. If you ever looked up in the night sky or just looked up and just wondered, what you're part of something bigger, a massive, we can scale it back to just third dimensional. Hi, I'm a human. I learned this in science class. We're part of a solar system and everything like that, right? So when you think about it that way, that's the beginning little grain piece that they give you, that they feed you within this matrix system of what we are. We live on planet Earth, and this is all there is, right? But if you've ever looked up at the night sky and looked into the stars and got real lost into the cosmos and the galaxies and, felt a bigger resonance of, no, I'm part of something way bigger than just like my family, having dinner at the dinner table, if you were fortunate enough to even have family dinners, then you are a starseed. Then that is what you are. You have a deeper knowing and just a deeper pulling of something that is bigger, something that you are part of. You are part of something way bigger than just your name, your birthday, your social security number, all these things, titles and labels that they give you to be part of this play called life, right? Okay. So basically, you are a starseed. That is whatever you want to call it. Starseed, way shower, basically incarnated souls that come down here in order to start illuminating consciousness and elevating consciousness, because consciousness is already of an evolutionary process on its own, right? But then there are facilitators, and that's what I am. I'm a facilitator. I've been kind of keeping this a secret my entire life, knowing that I was something bigger, but putting it on the back burner because I had to please my parents. I had to do this thing called let me be a human and play into what's accepted, because the secret that I know is that I'm something bigger. I'm very spiritual. I know that there's something else that no one is telling us. I know that there's something that is way deeper. I know that we're not the only life form and no one's really talking about it, at least the little social group circles that you're born into, and just society, on a micro level, in the classroom, in the clique of friends that you're part of, no one really talks about it. You'll find that one that knows more and you'll click with them. And that's how my life kind of unfolded. I clicked with people that were just of a deeper nature, a deeper soul. They also knew that they were here before, just like I did. I knew that this wasn't my first time around here on Earth. I knew I lived before, and I've always known it, but I kept it a secret. So the purpose of this message is don't keep things a secret anymore. Start to shed your truth. Start to speak your authenticity of what you know. It doesn't matter if you sound crazy. At first, my first little stigma of even coming out and making these videos was, oh my God, people are going to think I'm crazy. I believe in extraterrestrials. I know we're not the only ones here. I'm going to start talking about aliens as if it was talking about going to the grocery store, and people are going to think I'm weird. Don't worry about it. Let people think you're weird. Don't worry about what people think. That's the message that I'm told to give you. Do not worry about what people think anymore, because people are they're just people. Even your parents, even your best friend, they're just people. They're just thoughts that they think, and it's limiting you. So you have to let go of the limitations. Oh, my shirt's all wrinkled. But it says freedom. That's the message. Freedom of thought, freedom of way to be. Your identity is not a cut, a cardboard cutting or a cookie cutter little mold that you were taught to be. So we have to start breaking out of these belief systems, right? The belief systems are these cookie cutter little, just already set in place parameters of how you should be, what car you should drive, or what car you should aspire to drive, and everything's about money and climbing the system and working 50 to 60 hours a week. No, these are all belief systems, right? We're getting out of these belief systems. We are. Whether you know that you are or not, people around you are. Your neighbor is. Your coworker is. Your Uber driver is. And you're going to start to feel it. And we're feeling it because we're in a pocket right now of consciousness in the year 2020 where it's really, really unraveled. It started a while ago, right? But if you tap into that beautiful, energetic vibration light that is part of you, that is part of your soul, that is part of your nature, that is part of your spirit, you really listen. Start to listen outwardly, start to project a frequency outward into something higher, into the God source that created you, divinity, prime creator, whatever you want to call it. We all come from a big, huge massive ball of consciousness that created something called a spirit, right? You wouldn't be able to talk, walk, or even like have motion in your body or have thoughts if you weren't from this thing called a big, huge consciousness, right? God. So I'm going to use the word God. That right there alone is your power. That is your superpower. Do not give that power away. And if you did because of this thing called indoctrination of society and you're part of a social system, I'm a sociologist, by the way. That's what I got my degree in. And also psychology, but for the way people act in masses, the science of people is to just mimic each other, and because you're part of a family, you have to act like them, and they'll accept you that way, and this is how you'll get love, blah, 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 right? Start to really, really tap into the expansion of what we're really, really made of, because it's never been more at the forefront than it is now, right? We're at the forefront of like consciousness like never before, and it's beautiful. I've been waiting for this moment forever, and I don't have to keep it a secret anymore. Like, you can be yourself, you can be quote unquote weird, be your unique signature, because there's only one you, and if you continue to grab onto these belief systems that gain you acceptance in society, in your best friend circle, in your family, in your clique at work, or whatever defines you, begin to let it go, because you'll see that without me telling you even this, if you think about it, it's kind of happening on its own. All you have to do is tap into it more and just be like, okay, like, what is this trying to show me? It's showing you that you need to start being your authentic true self. You know, these belief systems kind of anchor us into this timeline of years prior, and it's not really helping you. I mean, the things that people have been taught to do, like get married at a certain age and, you know, have all these kids and be in financial ruin. It doesn't matter, just that's life, and life is stressful, and, you know, be in this relationship no matter how miserable you are. Like, none of that, you know, just happily ever after you get married. But then you really see that people evolve. So the best way for you to actually make sense of everything is to know that things fall away, you know, and it's beautiful because you can actually evolve with someone, and then, you know, you don't have to be miserable for the rest of your life with the same person because you evolve together, and that's true love. That's another episode. But you don't have to do these things that make you miserable and bog you down and weigh you down, and keeping the same job that you can't stand. I mean, if it doesn't resonate with you anymore, it doesn't resonate, and you don't have to make it part of your existence. You can choose the consciousness that you want to be part of, the life that you really want to live. It's that simple. I wish they taught you that in school. I wish they taught us this in school. Like, you can choose what life you want to live. They just teach you exactly what they want you to be, because they want you to be a slave. They want you to be a slave in this government system. But that's going to be another episode as well. So I'll talk about a lot of different things, because we're going to have to make episodes at this point. Right now, I'm being told to just be your true authentic self. Be a beautiful evolutionary bird, almost, like go to different heights. Oscillate between the levels. You don't have to stay on the same floor. You do not have to stay on the same floor. If you want to dye your hair red in an imaginary way without even having done so, you have red hair the next day. You don't even have to dye your hair. You just imagine it. Imagine. You want to be a unicorn? Imagine you're a unicorn. Tap into that frequency of unicorns. Tap into the frequency of dragons, because they exist. It's a fourth dimensional structure. Imagination is going to be your best friend. Your best friend. The way that I've always known this my entire life is because, yes, I am an artist, and I was always able to escape in my imaginary play fields of what I can envision, and it's all real. Whatever you can envision is real, no matter what. Do not listen to what people tell you anymore. Start to be yourself, because the more you bog yourself down with all these belief systems, the more you're going to actually get sick. you're going to get sick mentally, and it might even manifest into a physical illness. So vibration is everything. The frequency that you want to hold is the frequency that you want to put out there, and the frequency that you want to live. Everybody wants to be happy. I mean, if you really just interview a bunch of people all at the same time, you know, life is an experiment. And what are people all really going to say? They just want to be happy, right? So start being happy by being yourself, and start to live the true title why you were even born. You were put here for a reason. You were not put here to follow the masses. You were not put here to follow the masses. And a lot of times the masses start to crumble and, you know, fall on top of you as weight, and then you feel stress because you're following the masses. You're doing what your parents taught you to do, and break out of it. You know, get mad, get angry at first, like, I can't believe they told me a lie, I can't believe I followed the system blind. No, but everyone's starting to wake up. You don't have to follow any system. Yes, we live in a system where you have to pay bills and everything like that. You can start to really live your authentic true self by doing what you love, and the money will just come, because money is a frequency. And as long as you're doing the energy that enables you to be free of what you have to do, your universe will listen to you. Your universe will pay you for you to do what you love, no matter what. Live your truth. Live your truth. Live your truth. Break out of these belief systems, because that's all they are. They're belief systems. That is all they are. And with the supermoon right now, there is a supermoon in Virgo. It's a huge potent energy for you to take advantage of starting to really organize yourself, because Virgo is a sign of organization, analytical. It's a sign of making things, rationalizing things, and starting to organize things in ways where you can, I mean, life is a library. All you have to do is really organize how you want your life. Start to do that. But it's in fusion with the Pisces season, because right now we're in Pisces, right? Pisces is combining the spiritual with that organizational aspect. So take advantage of this supermoon, because what a supermoon means is there's only 4 of them a year. And this supermoon in Pisces, but in Virgo, right? So the moon's in Virgo, but the sun is in Pisces. The combination of those 2 elements are so beautiful, because they literally they orchestrate in a symbiotic way that is a beautiful dance between analytical organization and the spiritual. So really combine these 2 energies and use that life force that the energy is giving right now. The moon is projecting a beautiful life force along with everything else. Yeah, Mercury's in retrograde, blah, blah, blah. But really take advantage of the supermoon. Today is the 10th. So say a beautiful prayer. Put your desires out tonight. If you believe in crystals, put your crystals out. The moon is really close to the earth, so you can actually see it tonight depending on where you are. It was last night, but it'll be tonight as well. And all you have to do is just, if things that don't serve you and don't resonate with you, you can write them down on a piece of paper and then burn the paper and send it off to the moon, or rip up the piece of paper off to the moon and be like, moon, I desire this for my life. I no longer want this toxic thing in my life. I want to get rid of it. So then it just will propel that energy, because you're setting a belief. You're putting that belief, right? If your belief systems shaped your life up until now, just imagine what a new belief will do, right? So start to put out there the beliefs that you want to manifest. And truly believe, because it really is just one step away from everything else, is having faith and trust in that belief, and that it will actually take flight. And it will. You just have to believe it. You have to believe it. Everything is orchestrated already. We're just not taught this. We're not taught this, but energetically things are happening, and it's all happening at once. So imagine like a skyscraper, and all the floors have different things going on. Like in New York City, in wherever you work, I mean, all the skyscrapers, every floor has a different operation, a different business. So floor 1 could be a printing business, then the second floor is an attorney's office, and the third floor, and within those floors there's different doors too that have different practices. Those are parallel realities all happening at once. Those people are living in different realities all at the same time. So you choose the timeline that you want to pertain to, okay? And whatever makes you fly. Take it. Take that leap. The energies have never been so loving and accommodating than they are now. So please live your authentic true self. If you're a starseed, a way shower, whatever you want to call it, start to deliver the messages. All you have to do is just get really quiet with yourself and start to deliver the messages like I'm doing. And my baby's awake. So I'm sending this video, and I love you, and God bless you all.